Guys, so let's go through what I saw today. I didn't take any trades today. As you guys know, if you watched my video yesterday, you know that I don't trade in the middle of a range, right? So, as you can see, the open for the first hour, we got the drop at 1040. The first hour was just chopping around like crazy. So, a lot of people that were trying to long this, definitely got trapped and fueled this massive sell off. So, before we go to the footprint chart, I in case you're watching and you have no idea what a footprint chart is, even if you're just going off of regular confirmations, if you trade like that, you'll see that this sell off here had a couple confluences, in hindsight, obviously, but I'm just saying, if you were trading this, and most likely a lot of people don't want to trade in the middle of a range, but I mentioned in my Discord yesterday, nothing changed from the previous day, still in a tight range. I had demand at 55.98, which we are bouncing off of right now. But also, I marked the previous high and the previous low because in a tight range, fake breakouts can offer some decent trades, right? So, if we go back to this chart, in the pre-market session, this previous high, as you can see, tried to peek its head out and it failed there, and we had a sell-off pre-market. Now, if you're a trend trader, then you got your higher highs, higher lows through here. And then in this area where we break the previous low, right? Break it here. The next thing you want to look for is a pullback to an area of interest. So right here, we had 50% fib. Okay. That's one confluence. On the 5 minute, you can see we had VWAP was holding. And you had the EMAs holding. Even a SR flip off of support turned into resistance off of this low. So there was confluences here without even looking at the footprint, order flow. You don't need that to trade. That's just my preference. Everybody's personality is different, and you have to find what works for you. So many people, I'm sure, got this short because it was indeed a nice short. Just because my rule doesn't allow me to trade in the middle of a range doesn't mean that it was a bad trade. You know, and we'll get to the footprint just now, but what happened here was exactly what happened to me here yesterday. If you watched my video from yesterday where I tried to take some shorts here, the same exact information was shown here. So just because you can read order flow doesn't mean that you can predict what's going to happen. It's just extra confirmations, right? So let's go to order flow and I'll show you what was happening this morning. So right out the open, okay, there was tons of selling volume up here. Okay, as soon as we opened right here, for opening candle, all throughout here, this entire range here. Okay, and every time we popped into it, we sold off, sold off, sold off. Now at the lows, I didn't see anything that significant that would make me want to go long here, but that's just on the order flow. If you're looking at this, if you're just looking at a traditional chart, and you see that the VWAP is trying to sell and it can't, you may be interested in taking longs here because you're trying to go against the crowd, right? So a lot of people got caught up in that mindset as well. Of course, it's easy to say in hindsight. I'm just going over the possibilities of what could have happened if you were to take any trades today. So we finally got that sell, right? Big seller up here just did not let any rallies happen. He just absorbed all of this buying pressure. He absorbed it, and once these buyers got stopped out, They just had to fuel that rally. See, no market buys here. Most likely that's where they were stopping out at these lows, right? When you get into a trade, 90% of people, they put their stop loss at the lows. So you can see here, no market buys, all market sells. They fueled this rally lower. Now, uh, I had this previous low marked out, right? As I showed you from here, yesterday's low. And when we came into that on the footprint, as you can see, there was a lot of volume that came in here. Again, people with stop losses, or they are trying to get in, they're trying to support price here. That came in and eventually also got absorbed for another leg down. Okay, see it a little bit clearer here. All of this volume in this area, every time we popped into it, it got absorbed, especially here. See that volume right here? These darker red squares just got sold into. This pop up here was likely a stop hunt, get some more orders, and then another flush. Now into my demand zone, and I'm gonna show you some tips with these demand zones just now. I'm not gonna catch a falling knife, so I'm not gonna take this trade. Although the confluences were good, volume spiked. You can see the imbalance from the sell to the buy side right here. Very good indication, right? And it just kept going up. So we are getting back to this area where there was a lot of imbalance on the sell-off. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. Right, a lot of imbalance here on the sell-off. So I don't know if this has the juice to keep going. I'm not interested in taking any trades today. I want to sit back and let some more information develop for tomorrow and the rest of the week. I believe Nvidia is has its earnings calls later, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna wait for that to see what happens there. Um, all right, so let's talk about my demand zone that I got here. It is a 2-hour demand zone. When I make these zones, how I get my demand supply zones is basically a rally. Excuse me. It's basically a basing candle before a rally candle. Okay, so I got this marked as a 2-hour. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, see, this is a basing candle, doji, whatever you want to call it, and then a rally candle. Okay, see this one right here. This is a basing candle, rally, base, rally, and this candle right here pulled in and rallied off of it. So these are areas of demand. Okay, so I have this 2-hour demand here, and it's not just any basing candle. You want it to align with key levels. Key levels are probably the most important thing in trading, right? So let's zoom out and see what this aligns with. This entire zone. Okay, see that? I have all of this here. So let's say we're gonna put a key level here, here. Let me just mark that. Okay, see that? This falls directly there. All right, so I have two confirmations for this zone to work. All right, now if we zoom in or go back to the 5-minute chart, see that we hit that to the tick and we know we're in demand. Oh, and look, it sold off from that imbalance I was just talking about. So this is how I trade. I need multiple confluences, and that's really what it comes down to. Whether you're using order flow, just regular volume, like right here, if you were to go long here, just because of the volume spike, why not, right? Put your stop loss, risk is low, go for it. I use order flow because that fits my personality as a trader. That's your job to figure out. It may be, too much. It may give you too many things to look at. Completely understandable. Everyone's different. Now, let's go back to the footprint. I want to see that. Okay, so yeah. See that? Even if we zoom out, we don't need to look at the numbers. You can just see I have it color coded. Heavy volume up here, right? And to the left, these yellow dots is my imbalance. Again, heavy volume. So, you know, that's just personally how I like to trade. I like to see the details. It's not for everyone, but as you see, as I explained here this morning, how this trade played out, you don't need any order flow to get these shorts. Right? You could simply be a trend trader. You could even have went for uh, a channel, a trend line break, right? Broke, pull back, you know, pull back to VWAP, and you get into shorts, you know. So it's important to know what kind of trader you want to be and come up with multiple confluences before entering a trade. Okay. I did want shorts this morning. I'm not gonna lie, I did want shorts, but because of yesterday, I tried to go short 3 times in this area. Same confluence, right? Same confluence, same type of trade, high volume at the highs, and we pull back into it, right? Right here, we had the high volume come in, and I tried my shorts here. It didn't work out. Now, and it was also, I'll go to the 5 minute chart to show you a bit easier. It was also the same thing with the trend continuation. Lower lows, lower highs, put the fib from the high to the low. We were in that area of confluence. So literally the same exact thing, 2 days, right? It didn't work yesterday. It worked today, but can't catch all the moves. You can't. You just can't do that. It's impossible. That's not what trading is. You have to pick your fights, right? That makes sense, and just be ready. So same exact setup as yesterday. Today it worked. Yesterday didn't. That's part of the game. If you're enjoying this, if you're learning anything, please consider subscribing. Comment if you have any questions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.